Hello once again and welcome to day 26 of the 28-day Get Hired Challenge. That's right, we've only got a few more days left. How are you all doing? Are you keeping up? Have you been here for all 26 days? I hope so. If not, go back and check them out. They're all part of the playlist right here on YouTube. Go back, check out the previous episodes after you're done. But today, we are digging into career challenges, obstacles that might stand in your way of career success. All right, welcome back. It's day 26 of the 28-day Get Hired Challenge, and I'm Alyssa Miller. Today, we are digging into career challenges, things that you are going to experience almost without a doubt somewhere in your cybersecurity career, and they're things that can ultimately threaten to derail your career. So we talked the last 2 days about imposter syndrome. That's one major element of challenge that most people in cybersecurity experience and indeed throughout tech. And these are going to be the same too, okay? They're definitely not unique to cybersecurity, but these are things that people report experiencing in their cybersecurity careers in particular. They're very commonly described. So I don't want to just help you get hired and then leave you there. I'm trying to help you build a career in cybersecurity. It's why the book is called the Cybersecurity Career Guide, not the Get Hired in Cybersecurity Guide. Now, yes, this is the Get Hired Challenge, but we are talking about long-term success here because that's what I want for each and every one of you. So let's talk about it. We're going to go over 3 of the most commonly reported challenges, obstacles, call it what you will, but things that people experience in their cybersecurity careers that, in various studies and surveys show up. So let's dig in. So there's 3 things I want to talk about. And we're going to start with burnout. So burnout is something that's, it's experienced. Anybody can experience burnout at any time, but it's particularly common in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is one of those jobs where you're working in an organization and you're a cost center. You don't make money for the corporation in most cases, and so there's always budget pressure. It's the same as like working in IT. There's always budget pressure to reduce costs, to, do things more efficiently, and that usually means it's hard to find people. And indeed, cybersecurity, has this lovely problem. I'm not going to, I say problem, I mean that facetiously, of, we're very well paid. We have good salaries in cybersecurity, but that makes it harder again for organizations to hire people. So a lot of times it is just volume of work, but there are other things. People who work in cybersecurity tend to have, and we talked about this in some previous episodes, this kind of 24/7 attitude towards cybersecurity. We never seem to let it go. So how do we deal with burnout? Well, there's a couple things you need to focus on. The first is self-care. And by self-care, I mean set aside time for you. We saw this during the pandemic. We saw this huge escalation in productivity. And what we figured out was people weren't taking time for themselves because they were working from home. They had everything they needed to work. They just kept working. And they were working 10, 12, 15-hour days in some cases. In one company I was working for, we actually had to force people to take time off. And with that comes setting boundaries. What are your boundaries? When are you done with work for the day? Or where do you have blocks of time in your day where you're just not going to touch work and you're going to focus on other things? And that also leads into then avoiding that overwork that I was talking about. Setting aside specific times, and I don't just mean day to day, but taking vacation. Do you know how many people don't use their paid vacation days? It's astounding. It's very disappointing and it's kind of sad to see it. So be sure to take your time off. You've earned that. It's part of your compensation package. Your company looks at it as compensation. They look at that as dollars spent on you as an employee. So use it. And when you use it, make sure you're actually taking time off. So do something deliberate. Go, take a day, take a week, go on a trip, go to a show, do something. I don't even care if you just sit around the house, in your backyard lounging around or, sitting on the roof of your apartment building or whatever. Do something, get away. And then seek out new challenges. Not just at work, not just with training and, trying to grow that way, but that is a part of it because certainly when you get into your job and you feel like you're doing the same mundane things, that leads to burnout. But also get hobbies. Start a hobby. If you don't have a hobby, something that is not tech or cybersecurity related, look for something. Because for most of us, eat, sleeping, and breathing is 24/7 just doesn't work. So then the next obstacle we're going to talk about is gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is something you'll run into, all over the community. You might run into it with, just on social media or something like that, at conferences, things like that, but you'll also oftentimes run into it in your job. And gatekeeping is nothing more than people who put artificial requirements or obstacles in your way and expect you to jump through, certain hoops or whatever, Well, you have to be a programmer before you can get into cybersecurity, or you need to spend time working help desk first and pay your dues. That's all. Those are some forms of gatekeeping. The best thing to do here is to stay calm. Now, and I'm talking if it's somebody that matters, okay? If it's some troll on, the Fediverse or something, who cares? They don't mean anything. Ignore them. But if it's somebody who actually is going to be an obstacle in your career, the first thing to do is don't attack. Stay calm. Because when you attack, that's just something else they use against you. Be confident, though. I'm not telling you to acquiesce. I'm not telling you to be, submissive in any way when I say don't attack. I'm just saying stay calm. Think before you reply or say something. But then be confident, yet friendly. So be direct. Be clear with them about what your skill set is and why that applies to where you want to be or what you want to be doing. The real trick here is if you can figure out how to make them an ally. Because you see, people who are gatekeeping is usually because they are insecure. They're worried someone's coming for their job or somebody's going to take over, and do something better than them, show them up, whatever. And when you can show them that you're not a threat and you can show them that, hey, I'm just here trying to make this team better the same way you are. I'm just here trying to protect our company the same way you are. And start to really show them that you're not there to take over or to, make them look bad or anything like that. That, believe it or not, can be very disarming and can end a lot of that gatekeeping behavior. The final thing that you're going to run into, and a lot of people do in this industry, is stagnation. Okay, and what do I mean by stagnation? I referred to it before. It's when you get into that job and it's just mundane. You're doing the same thing every day. You're not progressing. You're just, it's every day you go to work, you almost dread it because it just feels like the same thing. So it kind of plays into that burnout picture a little bit that way. But what causes you to stagnate is something you need to identify. Is it the job that you're in? There's just no career path for you to keep moving forward or do exciting things. Maybe then it's time to look at another position. Maybe it's just that, the team you're in or something is really fixated on a very specific task or something operational. Look for new opportunities or projects. Is there something you can take on and, show a little initiative, as they say? I kind of roll my eyes because that's a term that gets abused a lot. But, maybe you do take a little bit of initiative and see a problem and set out to try to correct it, propose a project to fix it. Also, looking to expand your influence. So, okay, maybe your job is, kind of mundane and whatever, but what things can you do outside your job to expand your influence? Can you, get into content creation? Can you, create helpful videos for things, people, something that gives you an outlet where you can continue to develop your skills. And then, like I said, sometimes you just got to look at maybe it's time to change organizations. If the organization you're in just doesn't have a place for you to move and stay challenged, most of the time stagnation is a result of either no career path or no challenge or both. So look, it might just be time. Don't go rushing right away to leave your organization. Don't assume. Go through these steps. Make sure you understand what the cause is. But it might just be the company that you're working for, and maybe it's time to look elsewhere and find something new. So hopefully this is helpful to you. These are a couple of common obstacles that are particularly prominent in cybersecurity. So I want to draw them out, and I want to give you some tools to break through them, because they can be, the difference between a happy, successful career and one that you steer away from after you find out, it's not working out for you or something. So I want you to be successful in your cybersecurity career. So tell me down below in the comments. I would love to hear how you've experienced one of these in a past job. Tell me a little story. Just let us know. Let everybody who's watching with you know. Share what you're willing to. It's a safe place, hopefully. I mean, it is YouTube, and, sometimes people are, how they are. But would love to hear from you. And once again, of course, I'm going to randomly select one of those comments that's going to win a free copy of my book. And I'm also going to take this moment to remind you that all this month, there's only a few days left, you can still get 35% off all Manning titles, every title at Manning.com, just by going to that site and using that discount code. Follow the link that's here. That short link is also down in the show description. Or hit up that QR code. It'll take you right to where you need to be, and it'll set you up for that discount. So check it out and keep coming back. We got 2 more days. We still got great material for you, because I'm trying to help you get hired in cybersecurity. See you tomorrow.